What's up, everybody? We back with another message, another video. Thank you to all my new subscribers and future new subscribers. You know we do nothing here without God because everything is spiritually led by God over here. We cover the world from a spiritual and physical aspect to get the raw, real, and uncut answers. So anything you hear, anything you see in these end times, may you test the spirits, aka take the words and visuals back to prayer with God, as there are many Decepticons running around in these end times sent from the enemy, had that strong, close, and personal relationship with God. Good, great, awesome. So very quick background here. June 29th and June 19th, the Lord had given me a warning for New York and California specifically, okay? And also Michigan and Chicago was in there. I already gave y'all the Michigan portion with the floods, but the Lord also gave a warning of judgment to New York and California. And both areas had flooding. You know, specifically for California, Southern California had that Hurricane Hillary effect and an earthquake. You know, regardless of what is causing all of these different things, you have to realize, like I stated with the wildfires video, there was a warning way back in March with fires and stuff like that. But judgment is judgment, and God is either going to let something happen or he's going to order something to be done, okay? So, listen, it's important to be staying in prayer, not only praying for these areas, but praying in general and staying in accordance with God's will for your life, because he's not playing. So Southern California has issues, you know. In New York, I didn't even realize until the Lord brought to my attention days later after he gave me the last call for judgment word on June 29th, New York started to have issues with flooding and bad flooding. Okay? And this is just the beginning of what he's talking about. This is just the beginning. People ain't even seen worse than the worst. So please, when you see these things, be praying and repenting and getting closer to God, because this stuff is not going to stop. You have to be willing to repent. You have to be willing to go to Christ. You have to be willing, once you see these things, to realize and wake up, hey, this is for real. All right? So y'all know how we do the background, the prior word, and the event/event, okay? Here we go. All right, Father, go on ahead. California, I have warned you many times, in fact, several. Have you not learned from the massive and major floods? Many feet of continuous snowfall, yet you still pass laws or look to pass laws that go against what I stand for, my word, and the way you should be raising the children. The wicked will not last much longer. In this hour, there are many standing up against the enemy's agenda. Although everyone may not fully have me, they are resisting the enemy in some form, and that is the beginning of change in a positive light for them. But there are many choosing the side of the enemy, which will make you become my enemy. Understand that I am the same one, that Father, who ordered the death upon the unrighteous. The flooding of the earth. Do you understand that the same will occur by fire? I have given many warnings, many signs, many chances, Yet people still defy and disrespect me and belittle my children for standing for what is right, the truth, my word, my living word. The death of many will occur. Many will not make it into 2024. Slow it down. I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to make people realize who I am. From theft to crime to murder to gangs. God is about to shut it down and sit it all down. Have you seen the haze over New York? Because God is not playing. Idols in both California and New York. Celebrities have become idols in California. And the idols, the cities itself, like the cities have become idols. Statue. He is tearing down all idols. Okay? Again, righteous, you ain't got to worry about it. Just walk by faith and be obedient to the Lord. You're going to be all right. This ain't for you. So he's giving them warning signals. New York, clearly the same thing. So these cities full of crime and stuff.
This is the force of nature. How am I going to get home today? I don't know.
Oh my God!
A powerful storm drenched New York with staggering amounts of rain and deadly flash floods. Just north of New York City, parts of the Hudson Valley saw once-in-a-millennium levels of rainfall. This was the scene in Highland Falls, New York.
Look at the people's doors!
Where a woman was reportedly swept away by raging floodwaters and drowned while trying to evacuate her home.
We're going to begin with those extreme flash floods that are continuing to ravage the Northeast.
President Biden has declared a state of emergency for Vermont after some areas there received more than 10 inches of rain in just hours. The town of Ludlow was one of the areas hit hardest yesterday. This was the scene following the downpour, leaving the town completely cut off from emergency crews. Officials say the damage is already comparable to Tropical Storm Irene, which struck the region back in 2011. New York is also reeling from flash flooding that drenched Orange County on Sunday. State officials are beginning to assess the damage left behind as the water there recedes. Rescue teams are also looking for those who are still missing in the wake of the floods. Both floods in New York and Vermont have been described as once-in-a-thousand-year events. And across the South, a dangerous heat wave rolls on, leaving millions under an excessive heat warning. Places like Phoenix, high temps have been about 110 degrees for 10 straight days. The National Weather Service warns the heat wave could last into next week.
Let's bring in Orange County Executive Stephen Newhouse with an update on the flooding in New York. Stephen, good morning. Thank you for joining us on what I'm sure is a busy day for you. So first, just walk us through what you are hearing from residents, seeing on the ground right now at this point, now that some of that water is starting to recede.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. You know, it's definitely gotten better every day. Sunday was a complete nightmare for us. I mean, if the first responders, we were literally trapped in the Highland Falls, Fort Montgomery, West Point area. If you responded as a first responder, the roads literally deteriorated after you came in, and we were pretty much trapped there till
Joining us now with the latest is NBC's Liz Kreutz live from L.A. Liz, before we get to the latest on the storm, we're actually getting reports of an earthquake in Southern California. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Alicia, it's pretty wild. While we're in the midst of this storm right now, just about 20 minutes ago here in Los Angeles, we felt an earthquake. According to the USGS, preliminary information is that this was a 5.1 quake. The epicenter was just north of Los Angeles County in Ojai, which is in Ventura County. And we felt it pretty strong here in Los Angeles. And you can see behind us here, we are dealing with this storm. This is the LA River, which just in the past few hours has risen drastically. 24 million people are under flood watches and warnings across the Southwest right now. Here there is a flood watch in Los Angeles County. Parts of the coast like Santa Monica are dealing with this, as well as inland areas. We've already heard about reports of flooding in isolated areas on roadways, of downed trees, of a small mudslide, of a rock slide as well. And this is just the beginning of the storm. The center of the storm is still in the north part of the Baja Peninsula. It is marching towards Southern California. We're just getting the outer bands of it right now, and we're already feeling the impacts, Alicia.